Most MSPs struggle with marketing and sales. They chase leads, they lose track of them, they stink at follow up, and they waste time with outdated methods. And if you're an MSP and you're like, hey, either I want to get ahead of the ball, or unfortunately you're an MSP and you're like, I need to play catch up, this video is going to be for you because there's one tool that I see massively underutilized in every MSP. Truly, I don't think I've ever ran into an MSP and said, "You're doing an amazing job and I understand why you have a endless supply of new leads." That's the craziest part. Most MSPs don't use this. Some of them have it already, some of them don't have it already. But we're going to go deep into that in today's video. How are you doing? My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. We help MSPs grow. It's sales training, marketing training, or even some business operations. Before I get into today's video, I do want to mention just one really quick thing. I've gotten a lot of questions about some of the things that we do over at Growth Generators. One of those things specifically is MSP Heroes. It is a membership. It's what we do to grow our business and help MSPs grow their business as well. It is, some people are like, hey, it's way out of my budget, because they didn't look at the price. So if you want to go check it out under our programs, MSP Heroes, truthfully, it is pennies on the dollar. It is an absolute steal. And if you're like, hey, Harrison, I'm not ready, I'm not there yet, that's totally fine. We have a whole resources page full of things to help you grow your MSP, from helpful videos that you guys have identified to additional tools, whether that's free tools, how to land your first client, master classes, the whole nine. They are all there. I highly, highly recommend going and checking those out. So let's get into the core of this video, right? The problem is most MSPs struggle with this tool, and I'm not going to make you wait any longer, but that is a CRM, a customer relationship manager. You see, most MSPs are obsessed with their tech stack. Do they have Huntress? Do they have an antivirus, Bitdefender? It literally does not matter. It could even be your RMM and PSA tool, whether it's SuperOps, which I'm a huge fan of, Atera, ConnectWise. The list goes on and on. Then you have backups and everything else. But truthfully, and I hate to say it, all of those things are cool. But if you don't have customers paying for those things that are cool, nothing else really matters. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I see this over and over and over again. You might even be relying on like sticky notes, spreadsheets. God forbid you run it off of an Excel sheet or something like that. And even worse, their memory. Now, you might be out networking, and I just shook the heck out of everything. But you might be out networking and you might be getting business cards or something like that. But the problem is you're doing all of the hard work, but you're not following through. There's no follow-up process. Most MSPs don't nurture prospects almost at all. And I can't even believe that that's something I have to say, but it's true. They aren't giving information. They aren't providing meaningful information to their target audience. And they don't have a system. They don't have a tool. They don't have anything that's going to help follow up, engage with those leads automatically. And more importantly than anything else, we track everything, especially through our RMM, whether drives are going to fail, if they're on Windows 10 or Windows 10 that's slowly failing, right? These are all super important. Why don't we use a system to engage and track our prospects? That's the craziest thing. So today, in this video, I want to talk about a CRM. Now, you guys probably already know I'm a huge fanboy of Go High Level, and I'm just going to go through because you could use, truthfully, if you want to use something else, HubSpot, dare I say Salesforce, Zoho, GlassHive. I mean, the list goes on and on. But what a CRM really should do is quite a few things. And I'm just going to share my screen here. For those of you listening, I have Go High Level up. It is gohighlevel.com. But if you want to support the channel, there is an affiliate link all the way down below. By the way, shameless plug, Go High Level with our entire system pre-built out for you comes with MSP Heroes. You should definitely check that out. Link down below. But the cool part about Go High Level is the fact that it does a lot. And I pulled up an example company here, and you could see in here there's a bunch of fake people, fake names, fake everything that we had to make in here just to populate data. But your CRM should cover a couple different things. The conversations that you're having, right? Which is good. You need to have that. You need to be able to talk to people, all of that kind of stuff. But you need to meet with people, right? Having a calendar. Now, once again, this is a demo account, not the one that we actually use here. But most importantly, we need to track the deals. People that we have identified as potential great business or great partners, right? Because truthfully, our customers are partners. We're doing business with them and they're doing business with us. They need us just as much as we need them. We need their money to grow and they need us to make sure that they can work effectively and consistently grow. But the amount of people that are not tracking the leads that they're actually getting. Now, Go High Level, among many others, can do text messages, email automations, and all of that kind of stuff. There's a whole area for automating things to make workflows and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes we throw stuff in here just to show people, hey, this is what it could do or whatnot. But that's really the key with all of this, right? We have a trigger, we have tags, waiting, sequences where you can send out emails. These are the important things that are going to make the difference. You're doing the hard work. You might be writing blogs, you might be making YouTube videos, social media posts, out networking. You're getting all of their contacts. And then they might as well just light the business cards on fire because you're not following up with people. People might not know. If you go to a networking event, you say, hey, I run an MSP. I've been married now for about, I don't know, give or take 6 months, right? My wife, probably many of yours too, barely knows what I do or what an MSP is. That's the crazy thing about this industry. So if you are married to somebody, boy or girl, doesn't matter, and you are talking to them and saying, hey, I'm thinking about doing this MSP thing, or hey, I work for an MSP, and they're like, yeah, I have no idea what you're saying. How do we expect that the people that we're out networking with, cold calling, cold emailing, any of those things, how could we possibly expect them to know what we do if the person we are married to, dating, whatever, spend a ton of time, maybe you bought a house with them, they don't know what we do? That's why it's crazy important to have this. Something, any system that can consistently follow up with people regularly and let them know who you are, what you do. And then when you identify them as a person that could be a business, a contact, a potential sale, you want to throw them in the opportunities. And every system has it. Doesn't matter if it's HubSpot. I have HubSpot accounts here. It doesn't matter if it's Go High Level, Zoho, anything like that. But you have to be able to track this. And you could see here, we just made some fake names for different things and where they're coming in from and all that, just so people could see. But you have to be able to track and move people across this. And for those of you listening, I'm literally just created an opportunity here, right? Harrison owns XYZ golf course, right? Fake numbers, fake contact information. And you need to say, hey, they've expressed interest. I've booked that meeting. They've attended that meeting. They need an assessment or a discovery day. And I've created that proposal and hopefully delivered that proposal. But now, right, the weekend comes, kids are involved, you forget things. These are all things that are going to help you not succeed, truthfully. They're anti-success things because you go out, you have a couple drinks with your friends, you get caught up in certain stuff. Maybe you go out with whatever you're doing. Maybe you got to run errands for the weekend. This is crazy. And the nice part is most CRMs are going to have some kind of way to integrate with your website, whether that's landing pages, which Go High Level does offer, forms where you can have people submit information and go through, and even reputation management, where maybe you did an incredible onboarding. We all forget to ask for a review or a testimonial. What if we automated it? What if we knew it takes us 2-3 weeks, maybe a month to onboard a customer? But then we had a system set up where, hey, when they bought, we know that we're going to get it done in 30 days. And in 30 days, the system automatically sends hey, it's so-and-so from this MSP. If we wanted to ask you for a review, we probably forgot on site. At least it's covering your rear end, and that's the most important thing. Now, as many of you guys probably know, I love Go High Level. I've used Salesforce before. Not the best experience. I've used HubSpot before. It's incredibly expensive. Zoho's good, but it's just a lot. Glasshive is a CRM made for MSPs. Truthfully, I've seen it. It's cool. I'm still a Go High Level fan. It just does so much, and it's all in one tool. On top of that, shameless plug, it does come with MSP Heroes, but you need something that's kind of an all in one. You can sit there and integrate every single tool out there, but whatever tool that you decide to use, truthfully, it doesn't matter to me. I only wish you the best success, and I want these videos to help you grow. But you need to have and track your customers. I cannot begin to tell you. It's almost the first thing I see. Hey, I'm out there cold calling, I'm networking, and I'm not moving the business forward. How are you tracking everything? An Excel sheet. Well, there's your problem. You're not probably putting in notes. If you spoke to somebody, you're not grabbing a contact or an email address. If you got to that person, you're not texting them with a follow up. And hey, maybe now's not a good time. Or maybe they say, hey, shoot us an email. And then you forget, or you send it in Outlook. Guess what? You sent it in Outlook. Are you going through your recent sent history to find those things? It's crazy to me that I even have to make a video about this, and I want to because I want to help you. But every MSP I've walked into underutilizes their CRM. As soon as they become a customer, they roll out the best tools that they can. But before they become a customer, they almost forget about them. So here's what happens when you actually use a CRM. If you use Go High Level, if you don't use Go High Level, it doesn't particularly matter. But what does happen is you're going to have more conversions. You're not going to lose track of your leads. Truthfully, I did this in the beginning. When I first started my business, I was like, you know what? I'll run off an Excel sheet. I won't spend the money on it. And that was the dumbest thing I could have done because I wasn't tracking who I was talking to, when I was talking to them. And then I met people down the road. And they're like, you know what? I forgot about you. I hired somebody else. I would have loved to work with you. Yeah, but you didn't reach out to me. Oh my goodness. That was a blow to the chest, right? It's also less manual work. If you're running your business off of an Excel sheet or a Google sheet, that's a lot of work and a lot of things that you have to write in, right? You want to automate as much as possible. Just even in something as simple as this, I can trigger workflows that say, "Hey, super excited about our meeting, right? And by the way, here's some information that people usually ask us before or when we're at the meeting. I wanted to give it to you before we actually got there." But truthfully, it's going to lead to an overall better customer experience because they see the sales process. You could be the best MSP in the world, but if you keep fumbling over and over and over again, they don't, even if you're like, hey, they finally signed the agreement with you, the customer doesn't have the confidence because they've had such a really poor experience before they actually paid you money, right? This is really, really important for you. And then ultimately, all of these things are going to come together to help provide you with more or higher revenue, right? That's the most important thing when it comes to all of this. You could go through, you could build landing pages, you could see the sites and create things and funnels and all that kind of sexy stuff. And that's all well and good. But even if you have the tool and you're not using the tool, you're completely missing opportunities. We all have this little device in our pocket, right? It's called the cell phone for those of you listening, especially. This cell phone is full of great information. Why don't we use our cell phone to drop information in real time? I have literally sent emails from my system or started automations. One of my favorite things I ever did was I created an email sequence. I created like 2 or 3 different ones depending on the event that I went to. If it was a LaTip event or a BNI event or a Chamber of Commerce, or it was just a general networking event, right? I was a part of LaTip, but it works for BNI too. And it would say, hey, it was so great meeting you yesterday. By the way, I do a really bad job at explaining what an MSP actually is. Okay, right? This is who we are, this is what we do, and this is who we'd love to work with. By the way, if you know anybody, we'd love to help them. Also, I want to make sure that this is a mutual conversation. Who would you like to meet? I'd love to introduce you to somebody that I might know that could use your help. And instead of me sending out that email every single time, I would have it automated with things like, hey, it was great meeting you at the BNI event yesterday, right? And it would send that, and then boom, it would be off. And the nice part is it was accurate enough to tell people what I did, but it was also generic enough that I could use it in multiple scenarios, but they never felt like it was generic. And that's the key. Because in the morning, I might grab a bunch of business cards, scan them in on my phone into the system, which you can do, right? You scan them in, and then I just submit them all in an automation. And then in a week from now, it sends them another email. And in a week from now, it sends them another email, just providing value on who we are, what we do, how we help people, and even some case studies and testimonials, just so they know, hey, if they are going to refer us, why don't we give them as much information as possible? Because the last thing we ever want to hear from, especially somebody networking, where we had to get in the car, go meet somebody, maybe buy a drink, whatever it is, the last thing we want to hear, especially if it's somebody that we've talked to for a while, I still don't know what you do. Like, could you, I don't know, it's just not clicking. What exactly do you do? And if you hear that and it's not the first or second time you've met somebody, that means they have waited potentially weeks, if not months, before they fully understand what you do. And that could have been new leads, introductions, more proposals, and more customers that you could have had just by clearly explaining who you are and what you do. That's the key difference. You need a system. I like Go High Level. As I've said, it comes with MSP Heroes, which there's a link down below, and it comes with a bunch of information as well. But whatever system you're using, it doesn't matter which one you're using, you have to use it. The tools are tools. If they just sit there and get dusty, it doesn't do anything for anybody. When you leverage them and you build a system in there, that's when you become successful. Having a organized opportunities area that people can follow, automations, landing pages, opportunities for people to get into your system. When you offer that, that is when you're going to win the most deals in the MSP world. I promise you that. I wish you nothing but the best. If this video was helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. And if you're using a CRM, and especially if it's one I haven't mentioned, please let me know. I'd love to look into it. I'm always looking for other options out there. And if you're thinking about growing your MSP, or you're like, hey, I need a CRM, check out MSP Heroes. We do offer that with our membership, as well as coaching every day, Monday through Friday, and a ton of other trainings in sales and marketing for you to grow your MSP faster than the competition. I wish you nothing but the best. I love the heck out of you guys, as always, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.